with him perhaps. But I just remembered after putting money into, let's just call it by its actual name, DK Horse last year, that I still had money in there. So I took it out. Sam roped me in. I took my money out of DK Horse today. I don't know. There might be something going on at Aqueduct I should care about, but if there is, I just don't even know about it, which is probably fine. With me now on the West Her hotline is the great Joe Ostrowski. Bet Sweats, weekday mornings, 9 to noon Eastern on the Bet 1520 and the Odyssey app. Odyssey betting insider, Joe No Pressure. And I feel some pressure to get a tight end touchdown for you tonight.
You should feel that pressure because I've had nothing to do with what's occurred over the last 3 weeks. It's just come up over the course of conversation. And see, I knew this question was coming. So now I'm concerned. I had nothing to do with it in the past.
Okay.
So now I know you're going to ask me. And the problem is thinking about it. There was no thought, right? For the most part, we're kind of flying.
Well,
just,
let's see.
Okay, let's go quickly. What's the name? I think this is going to happen. Okay, boom. Without looking at like red zone targets or usage and stuff like that. Right. There was none of that in the process over the last few weeks.
That is fair. That is fair. Jackson Hawes, Bulldog wants ownership of that one. I liked it too. We both did that. A.J. Barner was, I think you might have brought up, all right, who's your guy tonight? Like, oh, well, A.J. Barner. And then last week it was, now we need one, and Tonges was the name that was obvious there. There are three, as I tweeted, interesting names tonight, and I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I've already done it.
Okay.
So Theo Johnson of the Giants, plus 4,500. Bellinger of the Giants, plus 9,000. Grant Calcaterra of the Eagles. I mean, we don't play with like guys like Dallas Goedert in this, right? So
right.
Plus 16,000. Calcaterra, I mean, that's hardcore, but what's the play if he scores a touchdown?
Well, I'm glad that's not the guy because
he's not the guy.
Isn't he out?
Even better. That makes it easier.
On the injury report, it said out.
That makes it easier. Well,
I saw your tweet, and I did a double take. I'm like, wait a second. Did I see that correctly? And I pulled up the injury report again. I was like, okay, good. He's out.
Even with 294 fantasy teams, we don't have to worry about Grant Calcaterra. So I didn't even know that. All right, so that's my excuse on that. Okay. I am starting Theo Johnson in quite a few leagues because, I mean, I think he's kind of hot. Like, this is a huge guy who can move. And I picked him up a lot last week with Dart taking the job because you never know who the new quarterback's guy is going to be. And he scored 2 touchdowns against the Saints. But Bellinger also had 6 targets, I think, and even maybe played over Johnson. I'm going Bellinger here at 9-1.
And Bellinger would be my pick. First off, the odds are double for Bellinger versus Johnson. Johnson was on the field a ton, and you know about the room.
Oh, I do.
Well, most bet anytime touchdown scored tonight, of course, it's Saquon revenge. He went off last year against the Giants, even though he's doing absolutely nothing right now, and his numbers are going south. Let's bet every prop on him. He's the most popular touchdown bet for tonight at minus 160. The second most popular touchdown bet of any player in the game is Theo Johnson.
Oh, wow.
So
good.
I think you're on the right track. Yeah, I was considering Bellinger at 8-1. I think that's a good look. With Calcaterra out, the only guy that's I did take a few minutes to look at a little bit of research. The only guy that's had a red zone target that's a tight end for Philly is Goddard. That's it. Nobody else has gotten any looks. I think, you're right. Bellinger is the obvious one. So 8-1 for an anytime touchdown. We've got to look for the first one. One of the three was first, or was it 2 of them?
The first one, Hawes, I've only bet anytime.
Hawes was second.
He was the second touchdown of the game. The other 2 guys were the first touchdown of the game.
Wow.
Barner and Tonges.
Yeah, I bet it anytime last week, and I had wished I put something on first. First touchdown, Bellinger's 40.
Oof. Is there any rhyme or reason to first? Like, is there any real thinking that you need for first versus anytime?
There are people that are pretty good at it. I'm terrible at it. So I'm not even sure I've ever hit one. So you're asking the wrong person. I don't think so. But, you could make the case, okay, it's on the script. What do you usually, if they score early, Is there some rhyme or reason behind the OC or the head coach where they want to get this player involved early? Sometimes that comes to fruition, but I don't think so.
I did have Andrews to get the first pass in the Baltimore, who was the night game where they lost? Detroit, that game, because I thought that was the reason. That was the logic, was like get him back after the, 2 quiet games. I was out at a bar with a friend for an Indianapolis-Houston playoff game. This, I think, was Andrew Luck. Indianapolis at Houston. The AFC South Invitational. First game of the weekend every year in the playoffs is the AFC South. And he hit Eric Ebron first touchdown. I'm like, how did you possibly get that? So it happens. With Joe Ostrowski. So speaking of touchdowns, before we go too much further, from watching your show, I jumped into the Kelly in Vegas touchdown survivor pool.
Okay.
I mean, like headlong, Joe. I'm in.
It's kind of made for you. Yeah.
A little bit. I felt like I could, I could forget about it and not I could be the guy who doesn't get his picks in. Mm-hmm. But if I get my picks in, maybe it can do okay here. 9 out of 10 last week. High scoring week, but still, I feel good about that.
Wow.
Yep, 9 out of 10. Would you play Barkley? I don't know if you might not be in there. You're kind of survivor guy, but you might not be in this one. Would you play Barkley?
I've thought about it, jumping in. I have not jumped in. I would think it's going to happen. Okay. I would think so. Now, as far as the other props that are also going to be very popular, like the yardage, I don't see how. I just can't get there on that one. And every week, the number has gone down with his rushing yards. It started at 80, 60, 46, 43. Now we're down to 30. I don't think he's
30.
100%. Yeah, last week. He had 30 rushing yards.
Oh, wow. Okay. Right. In the game. Yeah. Right. I thought that was the line. No, okay.
No, I wish it was the line. The line's 84.5, which he hasn't sniffed this year. And I'm going to play the over on the total rushing and receiving, which is 104.5.
You are? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you like the Eagles in the game?
I don't love them.
I don't like them.
I'm not betting the spread. I could see it upset again on a Thursday night. Remember what we had last Thursday? It wouldn't shock me. I mean, Giants last week, it was all about those 5 turnovers, obviously. And this Eagles squad offensively, it's not getting better. There's always a half where they are a complete no-show. We had 5 3-and-outs this past Sunday. I know it was a much tougher opponent in the Broncos defense, but I don't trust them at all right now. So I'm staying away from the side. Probably a low-scoring game. I know we're looking anytime touchdown for a tight end. I'm not sure how many touchdowns we're getting in this game.
That's fine. I get that. Yeah, I've decided the Eagles are actually bad. And 2 years in a row, they've turned the script over the course of the season, and I kind of think it's going to happen again after starting 4-0. But I was following the lead of yourself and Sam on Bet Sweats. I was all in on Denver last week. Mm-hmm. And they're down 17-3. It wasn't like a no-brainer or anything, but it wasn't a rocking chair bet. And I'm going with the Giants tonight with the points at home.
So who's winning that division then? Washington?
I have a bet on Dallas.
Oh, that's right. You talked about them for playoffs. Yeah.
Both playoffs. I love it right now. I think Washington loses to the Bears. And I could see an Eagles loss. I could see Dallas being like whatever it would be, like a half game out or something if they win in Carolina. Come on. I love it.
How does Dak get the credit? Man, what number did you get in the division? I was surprised to see these.
I have to look.
This high.
I don't know. It's great.
There's 11 out there.
This is like, you mean like presently?
Current, yeah.
Okay. This was
the Crown.
It was Dallas and Cleveland were the 2 bets I made last week. Not division on Cleveland, but I'd have to look. I'll text you. It's good.
That makes sense to me. I forgot about your Dallas stance, and I was thinking that you were going to say Washington, assuming that they would win this week, because we were talking about a different Washington angle. That if they do win this division, where does the credit go? Maybe Jaden Daniels. His number floated to 35-1 for MVP.
Okay. I already have Prescott.
Okay.
From before the season.
Do. Yeah. Wow. He's still at 30. Yeah, I was thinking about Dak. The numbers are ridiculous. If he's able to keep this up, what can they do there? What sort of reward is he going to get? I guess he's an automatic for comeback. But I was kind of thinking, well, what if, I know recently it's been Offensive Player of the Year, let's give it to the best running back or receiver since MVP is a quarterback award. But what if they just kind of flip the script and we want to give Dak something?
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, he was second in the MVP 2 years ago. I don't think he gets as much hate as people talk about. I think he's very. Who do you like? Who do you turn to whose analysis you respect? That person likes Dak Prescott.
Yeah.
They think he's great, and the Allen win was partly that Diggs had left, and here's Prescott throwing 110 yards to Ryan Flournoy on the road, and winning games. I have Dallas at 22-1 to win the East.
Wow, that's outstanding. So they cut it in half after last weekend. No, but you're right on Dak. And just last week's win alone, doing it without CeeDee Lamb, he didn't have 4 starting offensive linemen. It's all him. 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. And so how does he get rewarded with that? It's remarkable. I know you're aware. I think at some point we talked about it. When he comes off that season-ending injury, he comes back into an MVP level in the last few times.
Yeah, pretty good. What are your thoughts on the Bills after Sunday night? Is New England that good? Was that a sort of a weird game, an off night for the Bills? I know the odds, the Bills were such a huge favorite, and that's come down a lot. You don't want to really, well, I'm saying this, dabble in that probably. But, New England a week ago when we last spoke would have been huge odds to win the East. Could they actually do it?
I feel like this is one of those old PTI questions. We get the result of something. Was it more about this side or more about that side? And I was actually thinking about that exact thing, that I felt, again, now this is back-to-back weeks I'm saying this, at some point, does it become a trend? Is it a problem? But I thought that was more about the Bills. And people want to say, okay, Drake May's for real? Fair. They're no push over the Patriots. You can talk all about their easy schedule, but they went to Buffalo and won. All of that is certainly fair, and that's open season now after what we saw on Sunday night. But again, I thought that was about the Bills and their mistakes and their sloppiness on the field. And we saw a similar performance in that vein against the Saints. So you better not see it again. But, yeah, I thought that result was more about the Bills than these large, big-picture takeaways with the Patriots.
What do you think of the Falcons, who the Bills get Monday?
I actually don't mind the Falcons as much as most people do. They use their draft to attack the defensive side of the ball, and a lot of those guys are contributing right away. They picked them on just about every level of that defense, and it's, I don't want to say immediate impact, but they did what they had to do. That was a problem with the team, and everybody knew it, and they're playing much better. Now, have they seen an offense like this? No. I like Penix overall, but we still have to see it. Last year, it was against some soft opponents at the end of the year, which how much was really on the line, not quite sure about it. But, the offense, you have to love the weapons that they have, and the defense is improving. So I don't mind them that much. This number, 4.5, both Monday night games, the exact same point spread, almost the exact same total as well. This has got to be a spot where the Bills bounce back. It's got to be. But, yeah, I'm not down on the Falcons like many others are most years.
Okay. You probably, knowing the people you know, you probably could get Bijan Robinson to lead Week 6 in rushing. I don't hate it.
Yeah. Later in the week, they usually, maybe it's out there now, they usually will post stuff like that. But, yeah, that's with his usage, that's not a bad idea. Last couple of years with Zach Robinson there, you don't hear those same complaints about the usage for Bijan.
One more, Joe, and feel free to hang up before taking this question if you so choose. Hockey starts tonight. So, the season is already 2 days in.
Yes.
14 games tonight, Sabres and Rangers. Do you have any hockey takes? No is fine to say. If you don't, you don't.
I don't.
Okay.
I don't. I'll be honest. Last week, I remember listening to a promo, and you guys were reading off Sabres legends, and I was like, "Who are these people?"
Yeah, well, they might as well be backup tight ends playing on Thursday night.
Yes, pretty much. Let's go Bellinger.
Bellinger's. We'll focus on him. The Yankees have left us. One Bellinger leaves, another enters, takes the stage.
Mike, I can't end this conversation without
Scooble.
bringing up tomorrow.
Yep. They're Detroit minus 150 to win tomorrow, something like that.
No, they're an underdog.
They are?
Yes.
Oh, I thought I saw a different. Good. No, this is better.
Let me double check on that. Yeah, and I just checked the World Series MVP number. It is, I want to say 35, half of what it was.
Joe,
I've got
Detroit minus 143 on the money line.
Let me see.
Tomorrow. Just the game.
That was not the case this morning.
Okay.
I'll just say that. Wow.
You must have said something and it moved.
I don't know about that, but maybe people came to their senses. But I don't get that. Yeah, Seattle was a favorite this morning.
So it's a World Series award, but
yeah,
right? Like this is if they win tomorrow, this is the perfect series for this narrative.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a World Series award, but you're putting it into the brain of the voters that this guy is the MVP of the team, and he comes in Game 5 after. Are they going to beat him a second time in this series? I would highly doubt it. And short rest, they're not worried about that. Like, and he's clearly the most valuable guy. It's not even close on that team.
And the Jays hit at will against the Yankees. If Detroit somehow wins that round, which I'm not sure I'll root for. I love the Jays. I think that's a really impressive team. But if that happens, I mean, Scooble, then he's Bumgarner. That was the thesis of the play, was that this guy would be Bumgarner in 14.
Yep. Yeah, baseball's interesting tonight. I don't think there's much there with the Cubs in Game 4. They destroyed Boyd to start this series, and he's not great. But Philly can steal this one. They have the better starting pitcher, even though I'm a fan of Glass now tonight. Going back to Philly, that's not a comfortable spot for the Dodgers.
I agree. I like Sanchez a lot. We'll see. He was in the Cy Young conversation this year himself in the NL. Thank you, Joe. Always a great time.
Thanks, Mike.
Joe Ostrowski, Bet Sweats, weekday mornings, 9 to noon. Listen for Joe on Sunday morning as well on the Bet 1520.